Right folks, it's Sunday the 10th of May and I'm just parked at the bottom of Crag Vale near Robin Hood and I'm climbing up out of the valley. It is steep. I'm just leaving the woods now. I'm heading towards Bellhouse, famous location in the Crag Vale coiners saga. It's to say it's 10th of May, it's sunny but it's cool, the wind's from the east. It doesn't feel very spring-like. Of course, though, there's lots of flowers out. There's bluebells, greater stitchwort, cow parsley, nuts. So yeah, I mean all the flowers are there, but it just doesn't feel that spring-like in the air. It might be chilly as well, but I've just heard a cuckoo over there and I've just seen my first painted lady of the year. Now I've been hearing reports of massive numbers moving north through Europe, so seeing one this early in the season, I reckon we're going to be in for a painted lady summer. I'm just above Broadhead Clough now, this nature reserve. I think it's a Yorkshire Wildlife Trust one. Just been watching a couple of buzzards displaying over the valley and I give them a closer scrutiny because this morning a white-tailed eagle was seen by a few people crossing Milner airspace over Wildhouse Lane and Shaw Moss and then went over Blackstone Edge direction into Calderdale. Now it's not so often I do many recordings like these, but I'm thinking of compiling sort of these sort of video journals of my walks through the seasons. And they're definitely for my own personal use, my own personal log. I used to keep a written, well, I used to keep lots of written like nature journals, but I just wonder if it might be better to do it, document things this way. Now, it might mean if I decide to publish these that I will put out a little bit more content because I don't put out as much stuff as I used to. It's content that won't appeal to as many people as my camping videos. They seem to get a lot more views, but it's definitely for my benefit this. I kind of want something to look back on really. I've got such an archive of notes, logs, diaries, journals, photographic records, all sorts. I just think videos would be another nice, I don't know, more authentic way of doing it as well. Well, I've just learnt something today. I'm at a place called Spa Bridge and there's an information board here telling you about a famous spa in the area that people used to come to. And locally it's pronounced Spaw, S-P-A-W. And it said they used to flavour the water with licorice, to make it probably taste a bit better, I imagine. Now, when I was a kid, my mum used to talk about a drink called Spaw. And it was basically hot water and licorice. Even now, my Auntie Anne and Uncle Trevor, both in their 80s, if I get them on the subject, they'll talk about Spaw. And would you just look at that on the end of the bridge? I just looked down, saw that, 1821.
Oh, no, yeah. Going, so yeah, you can do that. So how are you doing it?
You're desperate for a sniff, aren't you? This feathery plant here, not quite in flower yet, there's the flowers, was prized by herbalists, and it has several names. It goes by the name bald money, spignal or meum. Very rare plant, certainly in England anyway. I think it's more common in Scotland. This is the only place I know it on this banking. I've just noticed there's a few smaller plants as well, so it looks to be spreading a bit, which is good. Well, it's Whit Friday today, end of May, and I'm out with Bob and we're on Skipwith Common now. One of the target species we've got already, we've got woodlark and an absolute stonker quite close up as well. I'll show the pictures. Red cardinal beetle, black-headed cardinal beetle, that's a new one. No reptiles, no adders. It used to be such a great area for reptiles here, but it does get a lot more people than it used to, and I think disturbance has made them a lot shyer. Where we are here on Skipwith Common, I've been coming here since I was a lad at school. It was always an evening trip. It'd be me, my dad, Bob, Ozzy and Doug, and we'd go to Weldrake first, Weldrake Kings where we're going after, and then we'd come here looking for nightjars. Now I never saw nightjar here. I heard them, but I never saw them here. This is the famous wind pump at Weldrake Kings. Never seen it move before. It's quite a walk to the furthest hides. We're right at the bottom of the reserve now, just past the wind pump. And there's two more hides down here. I really wanted to hear corncrakes. There's been some reintroduced here last year. I think there was an odd one that was like here of its own free will, but it's a long walk to go to the furthest hides here at Weldrake, and we're just moseying back the way we came. I don't think there's a way of turning it into a circuit. It's certainly warming up now. So we were at this like old floodplain meadow by the River Nid. It's at a place called Catall on Nid. This place is called Orbit Ings. Come here quite a lot, but we tend to come earlier in the year for things like wild tulip, fritillary, cowslips, orchids and stuff. I've never been this time of year, but the buttercups are stunning. It's a lot longer grass now. Well, the buttercups and things make it very pretty here, but I think we're between like the main spring blooms and like high summer. There's lots of things that are not quite out yet. A beautiful bee orchid. This is a new one on me. This is wild licorice. Right folks, we've got something very special here. This is a lizard orchid, and I'm not going to say where because it's just too rare. Just a little shout out to the person who's put me onto this location. It's really good. It's only the second time I've ever seen lizard orchid. I think I went last year at year before, but it was a 2-hour drive down to Leicestershire then. This one's still a bit of a way, but it's a little bit nearer. How do folks? I'm technically cheating today. It's actually Midsummer's Day, but sort of the theme of today's little jaunt is definitely a springy one, really, late spring. I've just come up to our local air meadows above Ogden, and this is one of the best meadows around here for a diverse suite of hay meadow flowers. I've just been looking at this little tiny colony of common spotted orchid here. There's yellow rattle, red clover, eye bright, a few other little gems further on, I hope. So I'm just going to bimble my way through these fields and see what we come across. What is pleasing today, I'm coming across more and more of these common spotted orchids. Now they've probably always been here because they're quite small, but I don't know, today I'm just seeing a few more, maybe they're spreading a little bit. In the past I've been into Rochdale Local Studies Library looking at how transactions of the Rochdale Field Naturalists, an organisation that still exists to this day, but the old transactions in there go back to when the society was first founded, I don't know, 150 years ago, maybe even longer. And when you look at some of the old records for this area, which is called Doldrum, a name lost on modern maps, and this valley just over back here, Whiteley Dean, another name lost on modern maps. Some of the species it talks about is just mind-blowing, really. Staggering to think that they were once here. I'm talking about stuff like frog orchid, small white orchid, spignal, all top quality stuff. I'd love to come across something like that. So this sunken lane is the old route between Milner and Marsden. It's called the Rapes Highway. Now this is a pleasing find. I think this is Southern Marsh orchid, but it could be a hybrid between Southern Marsh and common spotted. I've never seen Southern Marsh at this location though. Oh, large skipper up there as well. But there's a few dotted about that are good candidates for Southern Marsh. Brilliant. Yeah, look here, both species side by side. Common spotted on the left, Southern Marsh on the right. The common spotted has got spotted leaves, as it should have, and the Southern Marsh has unspotted leaves. I'm stood on top of this mound, and it's very special. I think potentially this is one of the most diverse portions of air meadow in Rochdale. It's a strange feature. I mean, these meadows hereabouts are good, but this domed thing more so. Hereabouts we've got a little scattering of some of our local glacial erratics. This one's a granite, quite pinky, a lot of feldspar in it. Probably come from lakes. Another one. Right folks, it's not long now till I'm back home, so that's that for spring. A nice little walk to round things off, some plenty of decent flowers, things I wanted to see. Still a few upland birds singing, meadowpipit, skylarks. I can hear a reed bunting distantly over there. Seen some linnets, which I always like to see. They used to be common when I was a lad, but not so much now. And I'm glad I've come out today. It took a bit of an effort. Yesterday was our annual summer solstice walk and piss up, so I weren't sure I'd be in a fit state today, but no, I don't feel too bad. So let's see what summer brings.